Hello everyone. Welcome to another video. In this video, we'll be just looking at the continuation of yesterday's lesson, which is about variables and expressions. Now, yesterday already we saw how do we write expressions using words. So for a quick review, let's look at what are the words we use in order to interpret or in order to write the operations in words. So here are the four basic operations we have: plus, minus, multiply, and divide. So for plus, we can use the word plus, sum, or increased by. Now already the details we have discussed in the video yesterday. So if you have not watched or if you do not understand, you can go and watch the previous video or click on the icon above to watch the video. Okay, so for minus, we use the word minus, difference, or less than. So for an expression, you can use either of these ways. Now for adding and subtracting, there are numerous ways, but I have just given you the basic ones here. So you can use any of those correct ways, of course, to to write them in words. Now for multiplication, of course, it's limited, so we use only times, product of, or multiplied by. So you can see this too. And for divide, of course, there are only two words to be used. We either say it as divided by or the quotient of. So these are the two ways we can use. We can write using words. Okay. Now, also evaluate. Now, today we are going to see how to evaluate expressions. Now, to evaluate an expression is to find its value. Evaluate means they will give you the numbers or the values of some variables. You have to replace those variables with the numbers and then solve it. That's what they mean. So evaluate an algebraic expression is to substitute numbers. We use this word often in math as substitute rather than saying in place of. We say substitute the number for the variables in the expression and then simplify the expression. So hereafter, do not use the word in place of or instead of. You can use the word substitute. Okay. So let's look at an example. Evaluate each expression for a equals 4, b equals 7, and c equals 2. So as you can see, they have given you the value of the variables. A is 4, b is 7, and c is 2. And they asked you to evaluate b minus c. So what you're going to do, just substitute the value of b in place of b. So what's the value of b according to the question? It's 7. So 7, the operation is minus, and the value of c is 2. So substitute it in place of c. So 7 minus 2 is going to give you a 5. It's easy as that. Only you have to be careful about the values. You should not mess up or you should not mix up the values, in fact. Okay, now this one, A, C. Always remember when two variables are together or a variable and a variable and a number are together, means there is always a multiplication sign in between. It is invisible because we don't usually write multiplication signs when we write these expressions, algebraic expressions. But you need to understand if two letters or a letter and a number are together means they are multiplied. So this expression means A multiplied by C. So the value of A is 4. So we substitute A in place of 4. And then P is 2. So we substitute C for 2. So 4 multiplied by 2 is going to be 8. Now don't think this is a decimal point. It is not a decimal point. It is also a symbol for multiplication. It is not a decimal. You will learn about it later on in detail. For now, this is not a multiplication sign. It's 4 multiplied by 2, which is going to give you an 8. Okay, now more and more. Let's see. Evaluate each expression for m equals 3, n equals 2, and p equals 9. So again, the values of the variables are given. All what you need to do is substitute. Now again, two variables are together. That means it is multiplication. You have to, as soon as you see two variables together, remember that it's multiplying. So m multiplied by n, that's what they mean. So the value of m according to the question is 3. So we substitute 3 in place of m, and then n is 2. So which basically means 3 multiplied by 2, which will give you 6. Let's go to the next one, p minus n. So the value of p is n, right? The value of p is 9. So write 9 in place of p, minus the value of n is 2. So minus 2, 9 minus 2 is 7. It's easy, isn't it? Just that you have to be careful on the operations and the values. That's all. P divided by m. You can even do this mentally. P is 9, m is 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. As simple as that. So that was the lesson for today. It's not at all a difficult lesson. It's a very easy one. Only you need a bit of concentration. That's all. Because you should not plus or like whenever they give minus, you should not plus. And also you have to be careful about these kinds of questions where they say it's multiply. So you need to multiply. Now, last before I finish the video, as I always say, you know what's the key to be successful in math? Practice, practice, and practice. Get some extra questions. Get questions which are harder to solve than these, which you can practice. Only that will give you the perfect way to learn math. So until we meet again in the next video, keep practicing and keep studying. See you all in the next video.